pitch and gone, gone.
चांस एक दफ़ा फिर राउंड द विकेट लेफ्ट हैंडर मॉर्गन को एक दफ़ा फिर ये शॉर्ट बॉलर्स को जाने दिया विकेट कीपर के पास। और ये 22वां ओवर है इंग्लैंड की इनिंग का।
यस, और इस दौरान नदीम ने पॉइंट आउट किया है कि अम्ब्रेला हो चुकी हैं, विच मींस कि जो वेदर अब तक होल्ड कर रहा था वो कुछ ड्रॉपलेट्स की सूरत में ज़्यादा होल्ड करता दिखाई नहीं देता। बड़ा हैवी क्लियर 3-4 घंटे के दौरान, एटलीस्ट गुड फॉर द गेम कि अब क्लियर विनर नज़र आ रहा है इंग्लैंड, और किसी भी सूरत में किसी को शिकायत नहीं होगी। अगर चूंकि कम से कम 20 ओवर्स हो चुके हैं, मुताबिक अभी भी आगे है और इसके तहत इसको फातह करार दिया जाए। हालांकि शाम में अभी भी वक्त बाकी है, ब्रेक आती है तो उसके बाद भी गेम रिज्यूम हो सकता है।
इंस्टेंट कैशबैक पे रिचार्ज करो।
अंदर आती हुई ये बॉल जिसको वापस बॉलर की जानिब खेल दिया। तो 22 ओवर के बाद 153 पे 2 इंग्लैंड।
Yeah, that sounds good. Ready for a take?
Rolling.
Here you go. 1, 2, 3. Tasty and flavorful है Rio. Largest cream biscuit है.
Crunch cream.
And that really gets you into trouble. It's really important to also be mindful that no matter what the field is set, you got a way to hit the ball. And only when you're positive in intent, that when you're almost about to execute a stroke where your reflexes take over and says no, and your muscle memory takes over and says no, get under it or sway out of the way. If you only think of evading, that's when you make mistakes.
Sharp bit of fielding by Maxwell, backward point. And just to clarify as well, Kumar, it's saying you can still play up back foot shots, but once you land on that back foot, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, your head position though is still vital.
In your stance, you have your head weight over your front foot, basically two-eyed stance, and that position of weight needs to remain the same throughout your shot making, because even though you're playing on the back foot, your weight, your head, everything they have to go through the line of the ball, and they move forwards or they move across horizontally again towards the ball. Once you get your weight moving away from the line of the ball, away from the impact zone, that's when you really make big mistakes, especially with the short ball. All great players off the short ball, their first reaction is to hit the ball. They expect to hit it, they want to hit it, they practice hitting it, and only when they know that they can't execute that stroke do they then get under it or evade it. If you look to survive it, just causes a little bit more trouble, a little bit more anxiety. More often than not, you either don't connect properly or you get hit on the body.
Who springs to mind when you talk about the great players of a short ball?
There have been a lot, isn't it? Sir Vivian Richards for one. Aravinda De Silva from Sri Lanka. Unbelievable on the short ball. Ricky Ponting. He pulled on the front foot. So he could hit short ball really well. Again, he wants to hit it. He expects to hit it. And more often than not, he pulls again off that front foot. Entire body weight and head weight going at the ball and through the ball. Ian Morgan, a little bit shy at the moment.
Well, Aaron, club cricket, where you got the backstop. Where's the short ball? It's there, and it's uppercut forward of point for the boundary.
Yeah, the wrong line again. All credit to Owen Morgan. He's not comfortable, but he's still looking to score. The field set for the top end. Very unusual field setting, but this one a little bit too wide. Allows easy access for Morgan. His body was not in the way.
You can't say that Aaron Finch hasn't tried everything today, as he hovers
try and bump him, but now he's found different ways. See, again, like Morgan moves out of the way, tries to go through the offside, doesn't say that really gets him into trouble, because then it's straight at your body and you have to try and get your bat in the way.
In that position there, had no idea where the ball went.
You also have to be tough now. You have to be tough. If you're not comfortable with it, you've just got to survive it. And that's Morgan's attitude at the moment. If he's short and wide on the offside, he'll throw his arms at it. If it's at his body, you can see he's moving completely away from the stumps. He's moving well outside the leg stump. You can see that he's not comfortable. It's evident, but he's finding a way.
Okay, so he survives today. Let's say most likely they go on to win this. He's got Ferguson, Henry, Bolt to deal with in the final. Edged quite fine. It's Behrendorff sliding across the turf.
There again, it's just about survival now for Morgan. By the time Morgan gets out, he might be hoping that he won't have a lot to do in that game. New Zealand first have to get through Root, Bairstow and Roy. That's the mantra for any opening attack. Roy, Bairstow, Root. Get through them, then we might see this for a short period of time. This for a short period of time.
I think New Zealand will be saying, well, hang on a minute though. Sharma, Rahul, Kohli, we got through those guys pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I think the whole bowling attack that New Zealand has very well balanced. They have pace, they have swing, they have left arm swing, which has troubled England quite a lot. But the whole point is execution, and also the conditions on the day. If it is overcast, yes, that could be an option where swing comes into play. If it's hot, maybe reverse swing later on. The conventional swing for a couple of overs, change of pace. They'll be trying to think of every possible angle and option to try and make their breakthrough.
Wide given on that occasion.
And the way Morgan bats. Take the way Joe Root bats and the way Morgan bats. Morgan is very static at the crease. His hands really don't move too much. He's got a high back lift, yes. He's got no initial trigger movement that really gets him into a correct position. If you watch Joe Root, he's very fluid. Pushes off easily off the front and the back foot. And it's very good to watch. Morgan's To be fair, 2 bumpers allowed in one-day cricket. Field restrictions, yes. This, of course, becomes a bigger problem in Test cricket, in red ball cricket. You can afford to hide this weakness in one-day cricket.
Maxwell to the boundary, deep square. Finally gets one in his slot and he's ready and he's able. Morgan finds the boundary and England move to 166 for 2.
কিছু ছেলের কুলনেস একদমই আলাদা। কুল ডিওড্রেন্ট বডি স্প্রে 6টি লং লাস্টিং ভ্যারিয়েন্টে। কুল বডি স্প্রে ফর লং লাস্টিং কুলনেস।
এই গরমে একটা ঠান্ডা নিউজ দেই। এখন মাইজিপি অ্যাপে নির্দিষ্ট ইন্টারনেট প্যাকে 10% বোনাস। বেশি থাকতে কম নেবেন কেন?
বাংলা লিংক দিচ্ছে মাত্র 89 টাকায় 5 জিবি ইন্টারনেট। অফারটি পেতে রিচার্জ করুন 89 টাকা কিংবা ডায়াল *5000*516#। বাংলা লিংক।
বিকাশ অ্যাপের মোবাইল রিচার্জ অপশনে ইন্টারনেট
Two of the quicker bowlers in world cricket, Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins, and that's why that voluntary initial movement to leg. In the middle of a fascinating passage of play here with England's captain Owen Morgan under the pump from two of the quicker bowlers in world cricket, Mitchell Starc and Pat Cummins, and that's why that voluntary initial movement to leg enables most teams to think that Morgan has a a problem against the short ball. We've seen him out twice hooking in the competition. It's a terrible reputation to have, Michael, as a batsman, because you come in and you just get bombed from the word go.
Yeah, look, I think there's probably a couple of things. I think no doubt teams are going to try and look to bowl that, use their quicks and use the bouncer to Morgan. There's no doubt about it. And particularly, I think, more than the foot movement is the fact he plays it. He takes it on, so there's risk with that if somebody's bowling 140 Ks plus. That little prelim movement, you see that foot just go back towards leg stump. A lot of players have that reaction. You see David Warner do it. Through my career, I saw Philip Hughes. That was one of his trigger movements. Doesn't mean they can't play the short ball. Dave Warner plays as good as anybody. It's just that natural reaction. Some players go back and across to off stump. Some players stay still. It's all personal. And I'm not saying Morgan's at training practicing that movement. That wouldn't be the case. It's just a natural reaction. So the key for Morgan is to make sure he's really careful when that ball angles in towards his body. Allow him to free those arms at that bouncer height, because it can cramp you sometimes with that back leg going away. And then outside the off stump, making sure he gets his head over the line of the ball. But to me, the way Morgan's played in this tournament, whatever he's doing, don't change it, because it's working.
Cheers, greet, another boundary for Joe Root, his 5th. He moves smoothly to 29.
Yeah, he's looked good, Root, as well. The other thing just on Owen Morgan, I'd be interested to watch his first 10 balls against Afghanistan and see if he's still making that movement, because it seemed to work all right on that day as well.
Yeah, there wasn't quite the pace maybe in the Afghanistan attack. Saw a remarkable field an over or so ago when Stark was bowling with an effective backstop. Aaron Finch, 5 men on the boundary behind square. That's the problem. When you do get a bit of a reputation, you get plenty of practice against the short ball to put it right.
Yeah, there's no getting away from it now. For the rest of his career, he's going to get plenty of bounces. But again, I think as a batsman, you know, there's a stage through my career, same thing. Teams look to bowl short early in on your innings. The less you
Stuart Broad did for a while, didn't he?
And got me out a couple of times, caught bat pad. Mornay Morkel and Dale Steyn. I think the key is to not worry about it too much. Just see the ball and react. Watch the ball. If it's short, play whatever shot you play off the front foot. If it's full, find a way to get yourself forward.
Root will keep the strike, 171 for 2.
প্রথম বেতন শুধু অর্থ নয়, এনে দেয় সম্মানও। আজকে সন্ধ্যায় বাবার সাথে পাশের ক্যাফেতে দেখা করব 7টায়। যখন বিল আসবে তখন বাবা না, আমি বিল দিব। আজকে বাবার সাথে এভাবে না, এভাবে কথা বলবো। কি স্পেশাল আজকে? আমার প্রথম বেতন। তুমিও তোমার প্রথম বেতন পাওয়ার পদক্ষেপ নাও। ফেয়ার অ্যান্ড লাভলি ক্যারিয়ার ফাউন্ডেশনে লগ ইন করো, কারণ প্রথম বেতন শুধু অর্থ নয়, এনে দেয় সম্মানও।
রবি নিয়ে এলো ইচ্ছে ডানা, আছেন এমার্জেন্সি লোকেশন অ্যালার্ট। রবি
together. They played so beautifully. Statistically, they're England's, and indeed one of the best ever opening partnerships in one-day cricket. Can it be transferred?
Well, it can be, yes, but the form of the game is very different. I think of Australia and Aaron Finch through the Australian summer. Well, it can be, yes, but the form of the game is very different. He didn't perform anywhere near as Australia and one-day cricket. Aaron Finch through the Australian summer. There is a big difference, I think, opening the batting particularly in Test cricket versus one-day cricket. But in saying that, I think in conditions, you know, you're hearing about the boards that are going to be used in this year's Ashes, the old Dukes, the ball's going to swing. It's going to be hard for anybody that opens the batting. So I completely understand with what Warnie's saying. Warnie's saying, well, if it's going to swing and seam, you might as well have a crash. You might as well try and take the bowling on.
And I think his point as well was about the partnership. There clearly is some magic between them. And how much does that count for? And I think his point as well was about the partnership. There clearly is some magic. Lion it is now, so a bit of respite for Morgan, at least from the pace of Stark. Lion it is now, so a bit of respite for Morgan, at least from the pace.
I think if you speak to, well, Athers, you did it for long enough as well. A top order battle. I always thought opening the batting was the hardest job in the game in Test cricket. When you go all around the world, international cricket, batting in conditions where the ball does seam, does swing consistently, your technique will certainly be found out if it's not spot on. When you go all around the world, but that doesn't mean the approach and the attitude isn't what you're looking for. I think that's probably most important. No matter who does it, I think England, a lot like Australia, probably play their best cricket when they've got that aggressive intent and they are looking to score versus trying to sit there and see the new ball off as such. England, a lot like Australia, probably play their best cricket when they've got that aggressive.
It would be a surprise, certainly, if Jason Roy didn't find himself in the Test match. Team Bairstow will certainly be there, but probably down the order. These Australian players are going to be weary by the end of their stay here in England. It's a long old tour as Morgan scoops away over the offside for 4.
This is probably another reason why you see teams using their quicker bowlers to Morgan, because he's so good to the spin. Both sides of the ground. Amazing hands. Does this so often with control as well. Up and under. Knows he's just got to get it over that man's head at backward point. But the power and the timing goes a long way over his head. Races to the boundary. Up and under. Knows he's just got to get it over that man's head at backward point.
Sneaker second, yeah, he does. 178 for 2. Sneaker second, yeah, he does.
আমার পোলাও সবসময়ই বা কারণ চাষি সুগন্ধি চিনিগুড়া চাল এটাই বেস্ট। পোলাও বা খিচুড়ি যাই করে তারিফ আসবেই, যেমন ঝরঝরে স্বাদেও দারুণ আর সুগন্ধ। কারণ চাষি সুগন্ধি চিনিগুড়া চাল। ধন্যবাদ সেসব চাষি ভাইদের যাদের পরিশ্রমে এমন ফসল ফলে, আর আমি পাই প্রিয়জনদের অকৃত্রিম প্রশংসা।
চাষি সুগন্ধি চিনি গুঁড়া চাল।
কিছু ছেলের কুলনেস একদমই আলাদা। কুল ডিওড্রেন্ট বডি স্প্রে 6টি লং লাস্টিং ভ্যারিয়েন্টে। কুল বডি স্প্রে ফর লং লাস্টিং কুলনেস। কিছু ছেলের কুলনেস একদমই আলাদা।
Barendorf, it will be. No wickets in the opening 10 overs for Australia today. 50 for non-England were. Australia were 27 for 3 themselves. They were the key passages of play in this game. No wickets in the opening 10 overs for Australia today. 50 for non-England were. Australia were 27. Barendorf got an early wicket at Lords that allowed Stark early access at Root and Morgan. But today, the difference between both teams and that opening 10 overs, I think, was determined the match.
Yeah, completely outplayed Australia at this stage. Just the 26 overs for the 179. Roy Bairstow partnership once again up over 100. Finch has tried just about everything. Even gave Smith a go. Didn't work. 21 off the over. Tried some strange field placements. He's looked deep. He's looked hard for a wicket. Just tried just about everything. Gave Smith a go. Didn't work. 21 off the over. Unfortunately for Australia, with such a small total, they've had to keep the fields up. They've had to look to take wickets every ball. And at the moment, they've been dominated. Unfortunately for Australia, with such a small total, they've had to keep the fields up. They've had to look to take wickets every ball. And at the moment, they've been dominated. Unfortunately for Australia, with such a small total, they've had to keep the fields up. They've had to look to take wickets every ball.
Finch will get there, no he won't. He just stuck out a right hand but couldn't quite make it.
Yeah, nice change up from Barendorf. Pace off the ball, rolls his fingers across the seam. Bottom half of the bat from Morgan. Thought Finch had it. Couldn't get around. Nice change up from Barendorf. Pace off. Couldn't get the dive in either. More to Morgan. Bottom half of the bat from Morgan. Thought Finch had it. Couldn't get around. Couldn't get the dive in either.
Looks like he wants to get to the victory target in a hurry, Owen Morgan.
Looks like he might have just broke a handle too. Just leaning on his bats.
Like he wants to.
He's got a bit of tape up the top there as well, so it might have already been fractured. Looks like he might have just broke a handle too. Time for a new one. Just leaning on his bats. He's got a a bit of tape at the top there as well, so it might have already been fractured. Time for a new one.
Okay, well, Owen Morgan takes a bit of time out to choose his new bat. Let's go and meet one of the many volunteers who've been helping out in this work.
And I am a volunteer here at Edgbaston. We are there to take care of the fans and that they are happy with their experience overall. What has really come through to me is the unifying aspect of cricket, and I'm loving that. I've loved every moment, and to be honest, I'm not sure what I'm going to do when it finishes. What has really come through to me is the unifying aspect of...
Pull firmly behind square, it's 4. That Holly stand is full now, full of happy England supporters who sense their team is going to a World Cup final. It's not as quick Behrendorff as Stark or Cummins. Allows Morgan to get on top of the ball and play the shot with more control than we've seen in the recent past. Stark or Cummins. 86 for 2.
যখন তখন স্পোর্টস 7 দিন মেয়াদে 3 GB এখন মাত্র 108 টাকায় গ্রামীণ ফোন।
চুল লম্বা করছিস? হ্যাঁ, এতখানি।
খেলায় ফোকাস করো, লম্বা চুলে নয়।
7 দিন মেয়াদে 3 GB
দেখা যাক সানসিল্ক লং এন্ড হেলদি গ্রোথের বায়োটিন যুক্ত ফর্মুলা চুলকে রাখে হেলদি ও লম্বা। খেলা নাকি লম্বা চুল, দুটোই একসাথে। হেলদি গ্রোথের
Open up with Pranam.
Guys. Okay, guys.
With Pranam.
Oh. Guys.
It's like that losing streak here at Edgbaston. Michael will continue. Last time Australia won a test here was 2001, so throughout your entire career you wouldn't have won a game here. Any reason why? Michael will continue.
Didn't make enough runs and didn't take enough wickets. Morgan again, another beautiful sweep shot, picks up a boundary. Yeah, look, I wasn't a big one for those sort of statistics as a player. You do notice them now, particularly when you're working, when you're commentating, you're looking at a lot more stats. So I wonder if the Australian players know that. The last time they won at this ground was 2001. Different team, different players, but yeah, there's obviously, you know, I feel England certainly feel comfortable, a lot more comfortable playing here than maybe somewhere like Lords. Morgan again, first one sweep, this one gives himself room and cuts. He wants this over ASAP.
He sure does. He's 32 from 26 now. That's his 6th boundary. Having seen off Stark and Cummins, he wants to tuck in here to Nathan Lyon. 32 from 26 now. That's his 6th boundary. Having seen off Stark and Cummins, he wants to tuck in here to Nathan Lyon. 32 from 26 now. Well bowled. Really well bowled from Nathan Lyon. He saw Morgan coming. He set off early, actually. Morgan almost before Lyon had released the ball, and that allowed him just to drag it back. Bowl it a little bit quicker and shorter into the pitch. Morgan almost before Lyon had released the ball, and that allowed him just to drag it back. Bowl it a little bit quicker and 11 from it, 197 for 2.
Machine চলবে TVS Striker 125cc Ride to Impress. ট্রাই করো দারুণ স্বাদের নতুন কুরকুরে স্প্যানিশ টমেটো ট্যাঙ্গো। ট্রাই করো দারুণ স্বাদের নতুন কুরকুরে স্প্যানিশ টমেটো ট্যাঙ্গো।
ফ্রেশনেসে ভরপুর লাক্স ফ্রেশ স্প্ল্যাশ ওয়াটার লিলি আর কোলমেট। এই গরমে দেয় সুগন্ধিত সতেজ অনুভূতি। লাক্স ফ্রেশ স্প্ল্যাশ। ফ্রেশনেসে ভরপুর ডাবল স্প্ল্যাশ ওয়াটার লিলি আর কোলমেট।
রবি নিয়ে এলো ইচ্ছে ডালা, আছে নম্বর গোপন রেখে রিচার্জের সুবিধা। রবি নিয়ে এলো ইচ্ছে ডালা, আছে নম্বর গোপন রেখে রিচার্জের সুবিধা। রবি
Wait there, wait there.
What will New Zealand be thinking watching this, Michael, with the kind of confidence that England have shown chasing?
I think they'll be thinking they've got to play exactly the same brand of cricket as they did against India if they want to beat this England outfit. I think you look through this England lineup, it's stocked with class players, aggressive players. I think New Zealand are going to have to play another outstanding game. They were brilliant against India, deserve to win. They're going to have to do the same at Lords. Aggressive players. I think New Zealand will take a lot from 2015. I think the way they've been able to turn things around in this tournament, I watch them play and I look at someone like Kane Williamson, his leadership, I think, has been outstanding. I think against India was a great example of that. So Kane would have learned a lot under Brendan McCullum as well in 2015 about the highs and lows of the World Cup, how you can turn things around quickly, and you need to turn things around quickly. So I think that'll hold New Zealand in good stead. But they are up against a wonderful team in this England team. That again, their confidence will grow to another level from this win today.
Yeah, we spoke to Ross Taylor briefly actually after the India game. He came over to the cart and had a chat with us, and we asked him that specific question: how much are you going to learn from that experience of 4 years ago? And he said a significant amount. Felt it was tricky last time. They flew to Australia. It was the first match in Australia of the tournament. Felt they were a little bit kind of nervous and over eager to try and impose themselves on the game. So all those lessons learned from 4 years ago will stand them in good stead. To wait a long time there. Owen Morgan to try and catch up with that ball.
Yeah, the other thing about this New Zealand outfit, I think they're a different team to 2015 as well. I think their style of play is a lot different under Kane Williamson compared to Brendan McCullum. No way is right or wrong. They're just different leaders, different styles. So, I think that's got to be New Zealand's go-to in the final. They've got to stick to what they're good at, not try and play like England or not try and play like India or Australia. Come and play the same brand of cricket that they did against India. That's got to be New Zealand's go-to in the final. They've got to stick to what they're good at, not try and play like
29 overs bowled, 197 for 2. The victory target is 27 runs away, and we will take a drink.
ডালো ক্যাপ্টেন ক্যালসিয়াম প্রোটিন আয়োডিন ও ভিটামিন সমৃদ্ধ পুষ্টিকর দুধের সাথে আছে চকলেটি স্বাদ।
এই ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপের আনন্দ ছড়িয়ে দিতে যে কোনো ভিশন এক্সক্লুসিভ এবং ভিশন এম্পোরিয়াম আপনার পুরনো টিভি দিয়ে নিয়ে যান পছন্দের ভিশন ব্র্যান্ডের বড় সাইজের এলইডি টিভি।
4,500-এরও বেশি পণ্য নিয়ে আরএফএল প্লাস্টিক্স মেক্স লাইফ বিউটিফুল।
যখন তখন স্পোর্টস 7 দিন মেয়াদে 3 GB এখন মাত্র 108 টাকায়। গ্রামীণ ফোন।
আরে ফিরে যাচ্ছি না কেন?
এত দূর এলাম কি ফিরে যাওয়ার জন্য? নাম করতে হলে রিস্ক তো নিতেই হবে। মাউন্টেন ডিউ, ভয়ের পরে জয়।
অস্ট্রেলিয়া ও নিউজিল্যান্ড সহ বিশ্বের আধুনিক ফার্মে খাঁটি গরু খাঁটি দুধ থেকে তৈরি হয় ফ্রেশ ফুল ক্রিম মিল্ক পাউডার। গরু খাঁটি তো দুধও খাঁটি।
সামার এনজয় করো ঠান্ডা চকোলেটি পুষ্টিতে।
Kudus, what happened? Nothing happened, sir. We are proud, sir. Why? Look, sir. Crown cement, sir. So? Made in Bangladesh, sir. You are building my country's cement. We are very proud, sir.
এই আবেগের মূল্য আমরা বুঝি বলেই প্রতিনিয়ত কাজ করে যাচ্ছে আমাদের রপ্তানির দিগন্ত প্রসারিত করতে। ক্রাউন সিমেন্ট, রপ্তানির শীর্ষে বাংলাদেশি গ্লোবাল সিমেন্ট। প্রতিনিয়ত কাজ করে যাচ্ছে আমাদের রপ্তানির দিগন্ত প্রসারিত করতে। ক্রাউন সিমেন্ট, রপ্তানির শীর্ষে বাংলাদেশি গ্লোবাল সিমেন্ট।
Australian team still in their huddle, still having a drink. Drinks are going to be on England tonight. They need just 27 more to get to a World Cup final. Last man out, Jason Roy, played brilliantly, 85 in 65 deliveries. Both men at the crease have 33. A real exhibition in the striking of a cricket ball from Jason Roy, with wrists and flair and swagger. 74 metres, 79 metres, and that 101 into the fourth tier. First batsman of this ground to put it into the fourth tier in the new stand. 105 is the biggest six of the tournament. Jason Holder hits that. Roy 4 metres short. What an exhibition of batting. Kumar, you'd have seen Jason Roy at Surrey. You must know what a talent he is.
Absolutely, from day one, his ability to really dominate bowling attacks, not worry about conditions, swing, seam, who cares, who would walk in with that swagger you mentioned, that confidence to turn games around. And when you have an opening partnership of such potency, it becomes so much easier to dominate.
Well, Root quietly, the silent assassin, 33 of 32, and Morgan 33 of 34. Just shows what a player Root is. If you looked at the two innings, you'd say that Morgan has been the one that's been taking all the risks, and Root has just been knocking it around. In fact, Root has the better strike rate. If you looked at the two innings, you'd say that Morgan has been the one that's been taking all the risks.
There's a triple threat, isn't it, for New Zealand come the final. You have the opening partnership and then Root. A lot of the success of England in this particular tournament built around the three of them, and again Morgan showing his ability to rock onto that back foot and find the gaps in the field. He really muscled it in front of the sweeper. Another boundary. Who did you pick for man of the series? You had to do a little video at the start of the tournament. Each one had to pick someone they thought would be saying. I picked Joss Buttler. The focus coming into this tournament was all about the late middle order of England.
I can't remember my man of the series. Bowler I picked was Bumrah, and batsman was Johnny Bairstow. I remember the man of the series. Picked England to win, surprise, surprise. Where did you go for?
I had England in my top two, but I thought Australia might be still the side to win it. Today, proving me wrong. England in my top two.
England have been absolutely clinical today in everything they've done. He's on the reverse now. Hot play, Joe Root. They're in a hurry to get down to northwest London. Great atmosphere. They love playing here, England. The record here is phenomenal. And the flip side of that is that Australia don't like playing here.
Great atmosphere, they love playing here. England record here is phenomenal. Flip side.
Australia haven't won here since 2001. England now look like they're going to go to their 11th win in a row at Edgbaston. 210 for 2.
মিষ্টি আমের মজায় লাইভ হোক ফ্রুটোময়।
আপনার অ্যাকাউন্টে পর্যাপ্ত ব্যালেন্স নেই।
রবি নিয়ে এলো ইচ্ছে ডালা, থাকছে অফারের যোগ্য এমার্জেন্সি বিনিয়োগ। রবি
Sensation Classic on Strawberry Variant.
রবি
Rise of Sweet Caroline go up around the ground. They've enjoyed themselves today. There's been a good atmosphere. Rise of Sweet Caroline go up around the ground. They've enjoyed themselves today. There's been a good atmosphere. Australia obviously very subdued. Not been able to play the brand of cricket today. It's been taken away from them from the first over. Warner struck the first ball for 4. Finch got the first baller. And since then, England have just bossed the game. It's been taken away from them from the first over. Warner struck the first ball for 4. Finch got the first baller. And since then,
that's been the case every time England were under pressure. By losing to Sri Lanka, they opened themselves up to the prospect of elimination maybe before the semi-finals. But then every time the crunch came, they just played freer and freer cricket, more expressive cricket. They really went back to what made them the best side in the world, and they just believed in it, trusted it, and came out swinging. A lot of other sides would have gone, tried to plan things out, be a little bit more conservative, but not England, and it's really worked for them. Trusted it, came out swinging. Sides would have gone, and things out, be a little bit more conservative, but not England, and it's really worked for them. Trusted it. I mean, for any coach, this would be the dream side to build, isn't it? In your home conditions and pitches like this, to have the side that England does. It's taken a while for them to do it, and for any coach, this would be the dream side. It's been an incredible journey, but so far everything that they've done, the foundation that they've built, the leader that they've chosen, the personnel that they've looked for and handpicked to bring some variation and difference and individuality into this side, has really paid off.
Yeah, and also a willingness to change. There was an area, the bowling, that needed just improving. In a couple of months before the tournament, Jofra Archer became available, and they took the bold, brave decision immediately to make that change. Swatted away, leg side in front to square. That'll be 4 more for Root. He moves into the 40s. England move to single figures, 9 now from victory.
Will be worried watching this. It'll be another mountain for them to climb. England smiling, full of confidence. They've been brave. They know they're playing well. The confidence will do them a lot of good. I really believe this is a great task for Australia to win. Put some pressure on England and getting a good total. But like you said, Nazar, the bowling first up was absolutely critical. Spot on, exactly what you would want in a crunch game. Wickets up front, and quite a few of them.
Well, you expect it from Wokes, senior player. He's been around bowling on his home ground, but Archer this morning, outstanding to get the Australian captain the way he did. Well, you expect it from Wokes, full toss, hit away. Root looks at the umpire. I think they're fairly happy about the height of that. Just 8 away now, England, 216 for 2.
Well, either way, he'll have a first-time winner of this World Cup. England finalists twice before. Third time lucky, maybe. New Zealand. Did it 2015, probably a much better side. So outstanding captaincy and leadership from Williamson. He's dragged them into the final against all odds. 3 times runner-up, so maybe 4th time lucky. 3 times runner-up, so maybe 4th time lucky.
Good for that man, Owen Morgan. He's the man that changed it all around. The culture, the mindset of the team. What a captain, what a player he is. 1 game away. Good for that man, Owen Morgan. He's the man that changed it all around. The culture, the mindset of the team. What a captain, what a player he is. 1 game. Cracking shot on the up. Route moves to 48. England 4 runs away from a World Cup final.
And that 4 runs might very well come in the very next delivery. It's so good to watch Joe Root, so rhythmic in his movement, so consistent in his trigger movement, light on his feet. Not exactly a drivable ball. Just look at that weight going through. Elegance and class. And could this be the winning stroke?
Pulled away, there is a sweeper out there. Holly stand went up in expectation. They're going to have to wait a few balls more. England are going to have to wait a few seconds more. 9,969 days since their last World Cup final. That's how long it's been. 25th of March 1992. It's felt an age, it has been an age. 9,969 days of waiting. 25th of March 1992. 9,969 days of waiting. They've seen famous test victories here. They've seen great test performances. They have waited for a white ball side to be proud of. They've seen famous test victories here. They've seen great test performances. Fielded. It's Maxwell. They won't give it up, Australia. They are champions. 2-2-2 for 2. It's Maxwell. Australia are champions. 2-2-2 for 2. A smile from England's Test captain, and all eyes on England's white ball captain, Owen Morgan. A smile from England's Test captain, and all eyes on England's white ball captain, Owen Morgan. Hit away over mid-on. How fitting it is that Captain Morgan is the man that leads his team to Lords for a World Cup final. First time since 1992 England will be in a World Cup final. The home nation will be there. we will have a new name on that cup. It will be England or New Zealand, and the fireworks show what it means to this country. The men in blue have been quite brilliant.
A lot of talk before the semi-final about the ability of this particular English team to inspire a generation of young sportsmen and women around the country to pick up a bat, to pick up a ball, really feel what it's like to play this wonderful sport. Captain Morgan, he was bruised and he was battered, and he survived till the end, smiling. Thoroughly deserved a clinical and dominant performance by England, and they take all that confidence into Sunday at Lord's for the biggest match of their lives.
So the World Cup holders are out, Australia. They've been completely outplayed.
So the World Cup holders are out, Australia. They've been completely outplayed.
ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপের গরমে কোকা-কোলা কিংবা খেলা কোনোটাই থেমে নাই।
We saw everyone will write them off, but you write off a Kane Williamson side at your peril. Ironically, it was the loss to New Zealand in the last World Cup made Morgan sit down with Andrew Strauss and say, we've got to change. And it will be New Zealand they take on in the final. Bairstow and Roy with the bat, Wokes and Archer with the ball. At the top, they've been brilliant.
Talk about batting, bowling, fielding, but also a word in support of the support staff. They've kept their players fit and ready day in, day out, game after game. That's so important. When your quest is to win the World Cups, you want your best players ready, firing on all cylinders every time. Come Sunday, England full strength. The daunting task for New Zealand.
No shame at all from Australia. You can tell from Justin Langer that he feels that his side were just blown away by a better team on the day. England were absolutely outstanding. Look at that for a scorecard. If you told some of those lads down the order you'd beat Australia without batting, Stokes would have laughed, Butler would have laughed. It'll be down to the top four. Root 49, Morgan 45, 34 Johnny Bairstow. But today belonged to one man. Jason Roy was absolutely outstanding. 85 in 65 deliveries. 34 Johnny Bairstow.
Australia tried everything. They tried to swing the new ball. It swung into the middle of Jason Roy's bat. Stark, expensive, looking and searching for wickets at every opportunity. Cummins bowled well in support. Lyon, expensive. His first few deliveries greeted by Jason Roy by hitting him into the stands. And for everyone else, it was just sit back and watch the Jason Roy show.
It was the Jason Roy show. Everyone said the toss will be vital. None of it. Australia won the toss. They said we will have a bat. They made 223. Steve Smith was brilliant. 85 in 119 deliveries. Look at those figures. 3 for 20, 3 for 54, 2 for 32, 1 for 45. And in reply, England walloped Australia. They won by 8 wickets with nearly 18 overs to spare. 2 for 32, 1 for 45. In reply, England walloped Australia. The rain comes down hard. England won't care one bit. They will celebrate, they will go back to their hotel, and eventually they will make their way down to northwest London and Lord's. Let's have a look at one of England's stars this afternoon. Jason Roy has been one of their stars in the tournament. The only time England really looked vulnerable was when Roy was injured. Since he's come back into the side, they have looked at their formidable best. Well worth the money. For those fans, they want to see England win, they want to see the old enemy defeated, but they also want to see a bit of style and flair. And that's exactly what you got from Roy. That's what you get from this England side. They want to see England win. They want to see the old enemy defeated. also want to see a bit of style and flair. And that's exactly what you got from Roy. That's what you get from this England side. They want to see England win. They want to see the enemy defeated. They also want to see a bit of style and flair. So second semi-final done. 2 teams left in. New Zealand against England. That will be Sunday at Lord's 10:30. We will have a new holder of the World Cup. Let's go down to Michael Atherton for the player of the match. New Zealand against England. That will be
Gautam Thakur, the president and CEO of Star Sports, will hand out the player of the match award and an Hublot watch, and it goes to Chris Wokes for his performance today. 3 for 20, wonderful performance with the new ball. Slightly miserable conditions here now. Slightly miserable conditions here now, Chris, but it ain't going to knock the smile off your face.
No, it certainly isn't. Pretty speechless, actually. An incredible performance from the whole team. Obviously, starting well with the ball performance, and the way the guys have done that off is pretty outstanding.
Yeah, semi-finals are often known to be nervy, fraught affairs. This one was anything but.
Yeah, it was. I think there's obviously some nerves around this morning, a few anxious people in the dressing room, but I think that's natural, isn't it, going into a semi-final, such a big tournament. But I think the way we produce the goods just shows how good we are and where we're at as a team at the minute. So really pleased with the way we play.
And when your first ball was drilled to the cover boundary before, did you think, oh no, here we go again?
I just got my length wrong, to be honest with you. Obviously a bit of nerves, as I've said, and just got a little bit forward. World-class player and David Warner's going to put that away. So finally got my length right and felt pretty good after that.
Got that world-class player out. Australia were 27 for 3 after 10, England 50 for none. Is that the key difference today?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't think it was a bad wicket by any means. I think we just found the right length. And when you pick wickets at the top, they obviously have to rebuild and build a new partnership. We just kept the pressure on. And I think, obviously, as you saw, we got off to a good bit of a flyer. And then when you're chasing a relatively small total, that's probably the difference.
Is it especially gratifying, given that the last time you played Australia in the group stages, the bowling group, in particular the new ball group, got a bit of criticism for his performance?
Yeah, I suppose so. Try not to look at too much from the outside, what people are saying. But I suppose we could have bowled better at Lords and maybe got a little bit wrong. But that was a long time ago now, that game. And I think we were coming into the knockout stages of this tournament in good form, with good momentum. Played 2 really good games against India and New Zealand, and then we've just carried that on today.
27 years since England last competed in a World Cup final. Dare I ask, how old were you then?
When did you say?
1992.
I was 3 years old, so yeah, it's quite a while ago, and I mean, it probably hasn't sunk in that we're in a World Cup final, but obviously we've got 1 game to play. Hopefully we can go all the way.
Sure to be a magnificent occasion at Lord's on Sunday. How excited are you that you're going to be part of it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously coming into this World Cup, tipped as favourites. I think it was important for us to get to the knockout stages in the first place, but then to obviously win this in the fashion that we have against a good Australian side on the best ground in the world, may I say. I think it's just, it's incredible. I'm really looking forward to Sunday.
Congratulations, well done today.
Cheers, mate, thanks.
Yeah, the local lad did brilliantly first up this morning. He might have been 3. Jofra Archer wasn't even born when England got to their last World Cup final. The rain comes down, but there are a lot of smiles on England's faces. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will hear from the 2 captains. But before that, just remind ourselves of the moment England took themselves to Lord's. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will hear from the 2 captains. But before that, just remind ourselves of the moment England took themselves to Lord's.
What does it take to be a shot maker? To step up to the crease, onto this stage we call life, and make the shot no one else can. Oppo, be a shot maker. To step up to the crease, onto this stage we call life, and make the shot no one else can. Oppo, be a shot maker.
আমি আজরা মাহমুদ আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি বাংলা লিংক প্রেজেন্টস ক্রিকেট এক্সট্রাতে। সেকেন্ড ইনিংসে এসে দুটো দলের গেম প্ল্যান কি হওয়া উচিত?
ব্যাটসম্যানরা লম্বা সময় ধরে ব্যাটিং করতে পারে ধৈর্য সহকারে, তাহলে অসম্ভব কিছু না।
Well, there's the first one. And away, it's more than away.
Expecting the 280 to 90 আমরা যে স্টার্ট করেছিলাম শুরুটা খুব ভালো হয়েছিল আমাদের।
Up and over was nearly a chance.
পাকিস্তানের বোলারসরা কিন্তু খুব ভালোভাবে পারফর্ম করতে পারছে না, অলদো আমরা দেখেছি আজকে মোহাম্মদ আমির 3টা উইকেট নিয়েছে।
Oh, he's gone, cut behind, something working for Pakistan.
বিপাকে থেকেও 288 করতে সক্ষম হয়েছে অস্ট্রেলিয়া।
That's exactly. Bangladesh not back in the game, on top now.
Banglalink presents Cricket Extra every match day at midbreak, live on GTV.
Again, short ball disappears. That is a tough shot.
Welcome to Fresh Presence Cricket Extra. আমার সঙ্গে আছে নীলবুরা জাহান।
অতিমাত্রায় শট খেলতে গিয়ে কিন্তু দেখা গেছে যে উইকেটগুলো আসলে তারা খুইয়েছে।
ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপে আসলে প্রতিটা দলে অনেক স্ট্রং, সো আমাদের অবশ্যই আমাদের বেস্ট ক্রিকেটটা খেলতে হবে।
Straight through. There's another twist.
I think execution is so important for Bangladesh.